You're listening to 8158 Stories of Sacrifice, where we honor the bravery of the first responders and the families that stand behind them. Real people, real stories, real heroes. This is 8158.
Welcome back, everybody, to another episode of 8158 Podcast, Stories of Sacrifice. Today's guest is Ramsay's, and he is with QRF, and I think you'll get some great information out of him, and I'm going to let him do a presentation here on the podcast so you can see exactly what it is he's talking about and what they do.
Awesome.
With no further ado, I'm handing over the mic to my friend here.
All right, guys. My name's Rick Ramsay. Nice to meet you guys. We're gonna, just give you guys a quick understanding of what QRFup is. So we're a free mobile application created to help veterans and first responders with suicide prevention. My why is I lost a lot of brothers to suicide in the Army and in the Marine Corps. And the mission was created very simply. QRFup was created to fill an emergency response team with unparalleled dedication and commitment of veterans, first responders, and their families in crisis. Our approach is one that is fostered on mutual respect, safety, and compassion, and we maintain those values in everything we do. Our obstacle came from 988. Being the National Suicide Hotline is a very amazing organization that does a lot of great things. However, their main purpose was more geared towards the civilian population. So that's where we're stepping in and truly helping them facilitate the veteran and first responder community with answering to their crisis centers and helping them with that side of the things. One of the things that we do know after gathering information and doing some data collecting, we understand that the VA is putting out the number 44 a day. And although the VA does amazing work, they are limited by a lot of different things. How they measure criteria for suicides, where they gather that information. You're not a veteran service connected, you're not under those numbers. Law enforcement, firefighters, and EMS clinicians and so on, once they quit, they retire from the employment, they are no longer considered that that job, and they aren't under those suicide rate numbers. So our solution is pretty simple. We came out with a free mobile application. And it looks exactly like that. It's a literal red button that a veteran or first responder can activate. And I like showing it online. It's just a red button. You push it, activating an SOS that goes out in a text message, an email, and a phone call. The phone call is answered by a live therapist licensed in that state. And they start triaging the caller, understanding what they're calling for and what the root of their issue is. They put a safety plan in place together, and they kind of get them a resource list of things that they can activate to get them back on their stability. If they can't activate that safety plan with themselves and the therapist on the phone, they will activate a quick reactionary force comprised of a peer-to-peer that will come out and help them do this plan person. Through our pilot, we've learned that 60% of those calls get resolved by our therapist, 24 to 25 get resolved by the quick reactionary force, allowing us to decrease the need for hospitalizations and incarcerations. And we truly value the fact that we're, one, extremely confidential. We do not talk to any law enforcement agencies, although we do work with law enforcement agencies. If you look at the application, there's a 911 toggle that you can activate if you want 911 services to come out with you or not. It's up to the caller's choice. Anybody can use this application, mother, father, wife, son, daughter, whoever wants to press the button to help their spouse or brother, girlfriend, whoever it may be that's in crisis. You're more than welcome to press the button. And we do have all this amazing data that we've collected. We were able to pilot this in the state of Minnesota to be able to gather how this would function in reality. We were able to get 25,000 downloads. We had 5,000 people call out of that 25,000. And it really helped us understand how we respond physically, how we could get to people in physical form took us about 41 minutes and 10 seconds to respond within a 100-mile radius in Minnesota alone. The other great thing was that the therapist would stay on the line with the caller and QRF, allowing for a seamless transition between them, not having to exacerbate the caller, and just being able to execute and that was enacted by the therapist. And like I said, we do have great data. However, we just want to talk about 84% was not by us, 9% law enforcement hospitalization, and 7% law enforcement resolution. And this is the part where I really enjoy talking about things because we talk about why 988 sometimes doesn't function for everyone. When we thought about our application, we thought about our brother and sister in mind. It's super simple. You press a button, activates the SOS. It immediately triggers a GPS location, allowing us to know where we can send our QRF to. It has multi-purpose functionality. You can text on it. You can voice activate, text message, whatever you want to do. It has first responder optional toggle. We do collect data, but it's data collected to understand where the suicides are happening in frequency, where we need to activate more therapists and more responders. Works with iOS and Android. Quick response force and that therapist interaction. And one thing to keep in mind is when you hit the button, it will change color depending on your device. It'll either go blue or purple. And that's the basis of it, right? We wanted to be able to respond to our friends or brothers and sisters in a way that they knew was going to be extremely respectful and something that they could feel safe having come to them. And that's pretty much how the application functions and what we do as QR.
So I noticed there was like certain levels. What were those levels pertaining to?
Yeah, so the levels come into place where, you know, what the severity of the caller, right? If there's already been law enforcement enacted, we know that that's like a number one level where we need to come in and help immediately so it doesn't escalate to them going into incarceration or hospitalization.
Awesome. So how long did you serve in the armed forces?
I did a short stint in the Marine Corps, about 4 or 5 years. I did 3 active. I got injured, and then I did two years of what's called inactive reserve before I enlisted right into the Army again. And then I went into the Army and did the rest of my time there.
And did you have any deployments in your time in the military?
I did. All the deployments were relatively similar, but the one that really affected my life was my first deployment in 2004 to Ramadi. That's where it really set off a lot of these things for a lot of my brothers and sisters as well. I was within a unit called 2-4. We deployed and we lost a lot of men, and it really did affect a lot of brothers and sisters the way that deployment set the tempo for the rest of their lives.
So how do you think the mental health of your brothers and sisters in the armed forces has affected you overall?
One of the things that I really learned was it's not the guys that you would imagine are actually going to do that, right? The ones that you see that are asking for help, things like that. It's the strong men and women that typically take their own lives. It's the ones that help everybody, the ones that are always there for you, smiling, doing those things. It's the ones that you never expected. I always hear that. I never expected it from them. It's those men and women that really have to protect because they're protecting everybody else and being strong for everybody.
Now, you kind of briefly talked about your why you started QRF, but was there something really significant in that? What was the catalyst for that? Did you have somebody close to you commit suicide or anything like that?
Yeah, it's a real good mixture. So losing a lot of brothers was a lot, but like I said, the one thing that really propelled me to do this was noticing that there was a real inconsistency with our systems in place. The typical thing was they wanted to hospitalize men and women. They wouldn't understand what people were going through. If they had legal issues, chastise them and push them aside and not really give them an ability to come back from that. Right. Once they were troubled, stamped as troubled, that's what they were. They'd either try to incarcerate them or hospitalize them, and those people never come back for help because they're scared of, being hospitalized or put in jail.
Yeah, I can definitely understand that, because why would you want to seek help if they're just going to lock you up or put you someplace where you don't want to be?
Yeah. Yeah. And that's a big, big part of why people don't talk for help, especially law enforcement officers or firefighters. They don't want to ask for help because they end up getting, desked or even put on medical leave. The different things that happen to them that end up making them feel like they should have never asked for help if you just sucked it up and kept going.
That stigma.
It's a really big
We
stuff.
often talk about the stigma, and
Yeah.
it's unfortunate that there's a stigma behind mental health. I know we just got back from a mental health awareness summit for first responders and military veterans, which was amazing. Have you ever heard of Pierce Provisions?
I have not.
We did Brad, he was the one that put it on, and initially it was supposed to be just a class at the college in Wilmington, and it kind of exploded, and it turned out to be over 300 people in this thing, and it was amazing. Good thing to learn, and we met some incredible people, heard a lot of stories.
And that's a great thing. It's one of the things that I really want people to understand and take from, our conversations. Your story matters, and being here and staying here is just as important as that impact that your story has. Keep staying in the fight. There's going to be a lot of people that are going to contradict what you're trying to do, but just stay in the fight. Don't worry about it. There's things that people don't understand or maybe don't know the full compliancy of things. And when you're doing great things, people want to break it down.
Yeah, there's always somebody who wants to be a negative Nancy when it comes to situations like that. But I think what you're doing is a great thing. There isn't a lot of places that offer that kind of the help, which is amazing.
One of the things that happens, I think, is as soon as somebody starts trying to do this, there's a lot of reasons why they're like, "Oh, this shouldn't be happening." They start putting rules into this. We try to stay very compliant, but we also stay without the realm of the federal world or the law enforcement side of things. We do it as medical clinicians first, and then we come in as a peer, where we just talk to somebody human to human, right? We don't want to be these humans that are telling how to live their lives or how to change things. We're just there to give them resources, tell them that we'll walk with them. Yep. So we have our medical physicians that do that from the University of Utah. We also have the Delta Mississippi University that provides us some students that are becoming medical professionals, and they provide the therapy for our clients. As they call in, they're the ones that take the initial call. They're able to speak to it from the medical side of things, and then when they need that real peer support that comes in just from supporting them physically, that's where we step in and we come in and help them stay stable with the safety plan that was put in place.
It's kind of like a double whammy.
Yeah, that's a great way to say it. It's that two-prong attack. A lot of things people like to just do one side of things, and we've been adapting to a lot of them. We're like, look, let's do it. Let's hit it from every side. Let's get them some medical attention. Let's get them some support from our communities. Let's give them some support with our nutritional services, housing services, legal services, whatever that may be. Let's give them everything so they know that they're not going and saying, well, they told me what to do. They didn't tell me where to do it. They just told me what to do. And that never works for a lot of our men and women that are in crisis. We want to be able to give them not only the where and the how, but when to do it and, how to do it exactly. We walk by them by their side, right? That's the biggest thing, is being able to lead somebody into the light. When they're in the dark, they don't see anything. We got to walk them into the light.
definitely important. That support is definitely a huge aspect in what you guys do, right? So you not only offer them the mental health assistance, but you're also there with them and you're kind of guiding them and coaching them along as they're going through their hardships or their process, whatever it is that they're going through that day.
Yes. Yeah, we go all the way with them on everything. We want to make sure that they don't fall off their plan so that they can keep going and, actually healing what they're going through.
That's pretty awesome. Man, you guys got your work cut out for you.
Yeah, we're always looking for more people to come on and help us. We do have our website that asks for support as far as directors in different states, because we want to be able to open up more states for more people to be able to respond or get help. Always looking for volunteers to help us answer those calls physically, or medical physicians that want to answer the phone for those callers that are calling in. Board members are always welcome because we have such a wide range of things that we're trying to do. We want to make sure we have the right professionals.
We will return after this quick ad break.
The William H. Bill Butler Jr. Foundation is on a mission to honor first responders and support those who serve. We provide scholarships for families who have lost a hero in the line of duty, offer second chances to juvenile offenders who are working to rebuild their future, and help new recruits pursuing careers as first responders. Through generous donations and the sale of merchandise, we're building a community that uplifts, empowers, and creates lasting impact. You can be a part of this mission as well. Visit 8158podcast.com to donate or shop today. Together, we can support those who serve, honor those we've lost, and give hope to those who need it most. Behind every badge is a story, and behind every story is a sacrifice. This is the 8158 podcast, where we honor the lives and legacies of first responders and their families. If our mission speaks to your heart, if these stories move you like they move us, join us on Patreon. For just $5 a month, you'll get ad-free listening, exclusive merchandise, behind-the-scenes content, and video episodes only available to our patrons. This isn't just a podcast, it's a movement, and you can be a part of it. Support us at patreon.com/8158podcast. Let's continue to share the stories that deserve to be heard.
To come in and help us be those professionals.
Now, funding for this, I know everything has a dollar. So how do you guys manage to get funding for such huge?
That's my favorite question. So my favorite question, because so far, thank God, we haven't had to pay for anything. We have been very blessed. Our application was donated to us. It's a fully functioning application that we get to use. Our medical professionals are students that have to do hours, and that's how they donate their time to us. Our physical people, they donate their time as well. So everything is completely free. We don't ask veterans or first responders for money. Everything is completely free.
Man, everybody's stepping up.
Yeah,
everybody's coming together. That is a blessing. That is a huge blessing. That's pretty awesome.
It's great to be able to say that, because most people are like, man, this must be, an expensive app. And it is, no doubt. At some point, we will have to transition into paying for the services, mobile. Every time an SMS message goes out, that costs our developer money. But he's an amazing godsend, and he hasn't asked us for anything yet. But, we're doing what we can.
Now, do you guys take any kind of donations or anything like that? How can people get in touch with you if they decide that they want to help out some way?
Our website is our best way to reach out to us. We have volunteer forms on there. We have a donation page on there. We always prefer to partner up and get in-kind donations, because we can use those to fundraise and actually, give it back to somebody. And it works well that way.
Okay. So when you're walking side by side with these situations and you're helping people, what exactly do you do? Like, do you go to their houses? Do you offer them, do you give them food, or do you help them, rebuild their homes, or if there's something wrong with their house, do you help them out that way? Like offer your time, the money that way?
There's a multitude of ways that we can help. That is some of the things we can do. We can help with, rehabilitating their home as well. But it's very specific to the person, right? We don't have like a blanket thing we do. That's why we always talk to that person with the therapist and let them get kind of that plan put together as to what is making their life trouble. And then we fix those problems together with them.
What's kind of like some of the garden variety problems that you come across on a regular basis?
Relationships are the worst things that we ever encounter. As you may imagine, military or first responders are not the best relationship people. So it's typical like domestic situations where we need to get somebody out, put them into a hotel room, getting them legal services, helping them with rehabilitation of if they have alcohol usage that they've done, vehicle issues. It's the typical things that we see as law enforcement encounter a lot. They're trying to take that away from them and kind of let them do the other pieces that are more important, right? These pieces right here, we can do with the emotional and mental health part of that and really help them still.
I think what you guys are doing a great work. It's definitely a blessing to be able to be helping other people, and not only just helping them, but being offered all of this at no cost to anyone, because that's the bottom line. A lot of people can't afford to get help. And like I said before, they don't want to get help because they're worried that they're going to get trouble. So say if firefighter or police officer or anybody in the military comes forward to you and seeks help, does that get back to their commanding officers or anything like that?
No, not at all. Our whole goal is to help individually. What's going on at work, what's going on at home is a byproduct of why they called. So our whole purpose is to be able to meet them where they're at, help them with those things that are yelling them, and not to those issues, not add employment, not add, if the spouse wants to be involved, or the girlfriend, husband, whatever that may be, wants to be involved, sure, we'll involve them. And it can be part of the healing process, but we don't mediate, right? We help heal together.
Takes a village.
Yes.
Definitely takes a village. And I like the fact that you involve the significant others, because a lot of the times they don't understand what the first responder or the veteran's going through. They don't know what's going on in their head, and they don't know how to handle that or how to deal with that situation. So in that sense, it helps them to better understand the situation.
One of the things is that when we encounter these families, a lot of the time it's at the peak where everything is at its worst. Right. So being able to step back, getting a fresh perspective as to like, look, you guys are both elevated. You guys have both gone through the worst times without any support. Let us step in and support you so that we can help get this back to where you guys were at before these things really elevated. Let us seek some services for them, seek some services for you, involve the children in some services as well. And then the whole family gets healed together and understanding as to why things are happening. And the reality is all these things happen from financial strain, educational strain, employment. It's simple things that can be tweaked and fixed, and we can move together in the right direction. It's small things that sometimes people make and don't see that are not as big as we think, right? Like we can fix those things. We can get those things done.
Yeah, it seems like far often people seem to think that it is too far gone to be helped, I guess.
Yeah, it's that redemption piece.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's really one of the biggest things that we like to talk about is the redemption part, because I can tell you from my point of view, to go, if you were to Google, you would want to find these things out. But I'm like, well, I talk about it on my stuff. I've messed up. I've had DUIs, gun charges, all those things that typically happen to veterans, right? And I've cleared my name of all of that stuff and have been able to move forward, be better for my family members and other people. And it took a relationship to be able to really tell me, if you tell that story, more people will want to come to you than for sending this person off that would messed up. And it really did. It doesn't work with everybody, but people really are attracted to that and understand that, like, I'm not perfect. I speak to this organization from a place where I've lived it. I've tried to end my own life at some point too. And I walk with you because I like you and I want to help you.
Right. So you can identify with them and relate to their situation.
Yeah, 100%. 100%.
Yeah, that's one way to get through to people is it's not the person that's got the college degrees and all that stuff, because a lot of times they haven't been through a lot of the traumas and the things that most people have done. So they can't relate in that way. They might be able to get help through their education, but as far as the connection wise, it's just not there.
I think a lot of those things are much simpler than people make them sometimes, It takes empathy. As long as if we can get beyond the Ohala or, 22 a day thing and actually put ourselves into action, we're going to be better brothers and sisters for one another. If we don't just say, I will only be your brother if you meet these criteria, then we can be better for each other.
Yeah, I guess. I mean,
yeah.
I don't think there is no criteria that.
No, it's
heal anybody. Sometimes. Yeah, but it's better to meet them where they're at, and seems like you guys are doing that, doing a fabulous job of it. I think it's a great thing what you're doing. Definitely,
I appreciate it.
And so, tell us more about QRF. Just give us a plug on the QRF and how people can find QRF and get in contact with you guys.
Go on Apple Store, Android Store, Alexa. You can download us on Amazon. It works with or without mobile service, Wi-Fi. Works all around the nation. Rural areas specifically is one of the things we really like focusing on, because if you're not near a VA within 2 hours, you can actually talk to one of us for hours until you want to get to a VA or something. But you can actually talk to us and have somebody there.
Right. And what does QRF stand for?
Quick Reactionary Force. And it stems from the military, where QRFs are units always ready to deploy to, teams that are out that get into trouble or need help and everything goes to shit, and just send a QRF and they can help.
And that's exactly what you guys are doing. Just
when everything goes to shit, you got us.
They just got to go to the app, punch it in, and contact you guys, and there you are.
Correct. Super simple. It's that's the way we like it. Super simple. Hit a button and you get somebody.
So even if they don't want the professional help, if they just want a peer support group or somebody to talk to, they can talk directly to you guys and get that peer support through you.
Yes. So if they want somebody physically, they can hit the button still and just say, hey, I just want somebody to come out and talk to me. Done deal. I'll activate somebody that's in your area and they'll go out to you.
And you are definitely looking for more volunteers around the country.
Always.
So that you can spread out wider and get a wider range of help to veterans.
Please, as many people want to join us, feel free to. We do a small course, 12 courses to get you veteran ready, first responder ready. Just a little bit of communication skills, how to get you there. You get certificates out of it that you can take somewhere else. And it's a great way to volunteer and actually put your money where your mouth is, right? Everybody that says, I'm going to do 22 push-ups a day or do 22 pull-ups or any of these things, why not actually go help a brother and sister and talk to them?
Yeah, that's important because they need it the most. And, they deserve the help that all the help that they can get.
Yes.
You guys have served our
real.
country, and the people need to know that sometimes when you come back, it's just not okay.
100%. I appreciate you guys giving us a platform to be able to speak on this, because it's very, I know we don't have a cool mission, but it's the mission that matters to us. Because if we can keep more people here, all of the organizations doing other things can keep their organizations going.
And that's something that we're going to plug away at, and we'll keep moving forward and put your stuff out there. We were supposed to do the radio things. We'll have to get on that. Hopefully, maybe we can put in some kind of a plug or an ad or something with it.
Yeah, I have one. I'll send it to you. Yeah, I appreciate it. This was awesome.
Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah, I definitely appreciate you coming on and sharing with people and giving them an opportunity to have some sort of outlet. So for those of you who are listening or watching, go on Android or Apple, anywhere where you get your apps in your Play stores or whatever, you can find QRF. And in fact, I do have the app here, and let me snapshot that so I can make it big so everybody can see it, so that everybody knows what QRF looks like. That's what QRF looks like. So for those of you who need the app, go download the app and you can get the help immediately.
Please.
Yeah. Yes, I did download
For
the
you
app.
guys,
Yeah. I made sure I had it just in case if I knew of somebody that might need the help, I can refer back to that and send them that information.
Yeah, I
Perfect.
appreciate you and your time. Thank you again for having us. And, I look forward to another show.
Well, we do have an off-duty session.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah, it's a second segment to the 8158 podcast. Stories of Sacrifice. It's 8158 off-duty.
That's awesome.
It's the same app. We just call it off-duty because it was something that we came up with after we had interviewed a friend of ours, Jason. That was just something that just was happenstance. So we kind of went with it.
That's awesome. Yeah. No, it's cool. Jason he's the one that texted me. He's like, how's the show? I'm like, I'm in it.
He's also on our radio station as well. He's on the Thin Line Rock station and on our radio station, which is called Slightly Unhinged Radio.
It's hilarious.
So we have a radio station there as well. You can always listen. He was supposed to be on right now today.
He's on a plane, he said.
Yeah, he pre-recorded everything. Yeah, it was pre-recorded, so then it comes out and it's played live, but it's all pre-recorded. It's pretty cool.
Well, yeah, that's that's the gist of QRFup. I appreciate you having us on, and I can't wait to be on off duty.
Absolutely. Come on back whenever you're ready, and we definitely would have you back on here. We can shoot the shit about your daily life outside of helping.
Yes, I'll try. I appreciate it, brother.
All right, bro.
Have a good night.
Take care.
Good night.
It's good having you on. Yeah, have a good night.
You too.
All right. That was Ramsay's Yabata. He's with QRF Up, and it is an app for first responders and military veterans. If you need help, download the app and you can contact somebody if you want professional help. They do have people that are there to help you professionally. If you're just looking for a peer support group or anybody to help you, just kind of talk to you, and they have people that will be there. If you want somebody there to show up in person, if they have volunteers in your area, they will send somebody out to talk to you. And I'm pretty sure that most of them are veterans and first responders because those are the ones that will relate to you. All right, everybody. This is 8158 Podcast, Stories of Sacrifice. Hopefully you guys got some good information out of this and keep on coming back. Show your love and support. Please donate to the podcast if you can. If you can't, that's okay. Refer people to come on the show. If they are first responders or military veterans, you can do that. If you're a family member of a first responder or a military veteran, you can also join us for an interview if you would so please. Yeah, we would interview you to talk about your life as the significant other of a first responder. But with that, I will bid you adieu and hope everybody has a wonderful day, wonderful evening, and a beautiful good night.
Thank you for joining us on 8158 Stories of Sacrifice. Every story we share is a tribute to the courage and resilience of first responders and their families. If this episode impacted, encouraged, or inspired you, please subscribe, leave a review, and share with someone who supports first responders. Follow us on all social media platforms at 8158 Podcast for updates. 8158 Stories of Sacrifice is a team effort. Rico brings the stories to life through casting, writing, original music, and editing. Brianne Shipley as production manager, handling booking, social media, graphics, promotion, marketing, website management, and logo design. Please visit our website at 8158podcast.com. For questions, collaborations, or to share your story, our email address is contactus@8158podcast.com. Until next time, let's continue to honor the legacies and remember the sacrifices of those who serve, every brave man and woman on the front lines, protecting and defending us all. This is Rico signing off and honoring 8158.